Lacey Everett here with Minds in Motion. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so I can continue making more of these videos for you. If this video hits home and really impacts you, send it to others so they can reap of the benefits as well. Today's guest is David Fletcher, who is a professional baseball player, and he plays for the Los Angeles Angels. Becoming a professional athlete is so hard, and maintaining that is sometimes even harder. So I'm so excited for David, and I truly wish him the best with his future endeavor. We talk about athletic flow. So what is flow state? Just for those of you who don't know, it's a hot topic in sports psychology, is maintaining the flow, how to achieve flow state, which is being in the present moment, having a centered focus. You're energetic yet relaxed, and you are detached from outside distractions, which helps people in general and athletes to maintain peak performance. Some of you might know it as the zone, being in the zone. We talk about how to achieve flow state, how to induce flow state, benefits of flow. David also talks about how to keep your body healthy and strong. We also talk about baseball superstitions and if David has any, and if he does, what are they? All right, here we go. Inside the mind of a professional baseball player, David Fletcher, who is a really cool person. Hey, David.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course, I'm filled with gratitude to have you. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I thought we could start with baseball superstitions. I just got to know, do you have any?
I wouldn't say I'm very superstitious, but I have worn the same shirt a few days in a row just in case. So I wouldn't consider myself superstitious, but occasionally I will, just in case there's something to it, I will do some little things like that.
How interesting. So you wore the same shirt 3 days in a row.
Yeah,
What was your thought process in that? Like, why?
If we're on some kind of winning streak or if I was on some kind of hitting streak, is like, don't want to change something, kind of just want to keep it the same until it ends. But yeah.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. Good for you. I mean, hey, if it works, it works. So I also wanted to talk about athletic flow, how to induce flow state, how to achieve flow state. What is flow? What is flow state? What is athletic flow? Just for those who don't know, quick, it's pretty much just a way for the athlete to still have energy, but yet they're relaxed and they're in the present moment. They're detached from distractions. They have a centered focus. So I'm curious how you achieve flow state or the benefits of flow.
Well, I've actually never heard it called that. I've kind of heard other being in the zone or kind of similar.
Yes.
But I really like you calling it the flow because I mean, that's what it is really is. I think there's a lot of ways where you can take away your flow. For example, when you're just playing in the backyard, wiffle ball or pickup basketball, whatever you're doing when you're a kid or even an adult, you kind of have no worries. You're kind of have that flow. You have that kind of rhythm, and your mind is calm. What happens to a lot of guys, I think, is and girls, is they get into their sport of competition or however they're competing, and whether it's fear of failure or performance anxiety or or just their poor performance in the past or that day. All these things, I think, other distractions that can being result oriented, all these things can kind of take away your flow and block that flow of energy that goes through you. Ideally, when any athlete's at their best, they don't really know what they're doing. It's just happening. That would be kind of the flow. And I think it has to do with your mind being clear, and it just allows your body to do what's natural. When we get away from the flow due to all these other external factors, I think that's when it can affect your performance.
Do you have mental drills that you do, or how do you mentally maintain the flow or achieve it?
There's a lot of just acknowledging and recognizing things in yourself where you can feel yourself being kind of stuck. And I mean, it all starts mentally, of course, but a lot of times you can feel it physically where you feel like you're kind of stuck and have no rhythm in whatever you're doing. But it really starts mentally to me. And if you're kind of mentally stuck, then it's going to not allow that energy to flow through you physically. So if you're feeling stuck physically, it's more than likely just kind of that you don't have that mental flow due to any of those factors I was saying earlier.
It seems like too, just the fact that you notice, okay, I'm not there right now. I'm not in the flow right now. That helps you to get back into it.
Right.
Do you have any mental tricks?
The mental part of sports is, I'd say, even bigger than the physical part to a certain extent. But I'm not a big meditator. I know a lot of people like to meditate. To me, it's like I want to find ways to be in that flow, as you're saying, state all the time. So for me, like meditating, you go into that flow state, and everything around you is calm, and you put yourself in an environment where it's real easy to get in that flow state and stay there. But then we go out into the real world, and it's like all this stuff going on, your distractions and poor performance and all this stuff, and then it gets hard to get into that flow state. Mm-hmm. So I would say instead, I mean, for me, rather than meditating, it's like I want to do this for 24 hours of the day.
So instead of meditating, because meditating doesn't work for everyone, instead of meditating, you kind of go through the whole day with that extraordinary awareness of being in the flow. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's kind of the goal, is to kind of always be in that state, and that's good practice for you get bad news in the middle of the day, or you're stuck in traffic, whatever it is. Use that to kind of practice staying in that flow state when things are not easy, because meditating kind of makes it easy to do that. So I think this kind of practicing under different circumstances and just being in that calm state, I think, is really beneficial to me.
Yes, and that's really nice to hear how it's helped you too. And I'm sure it's benefited you a lot. Right. Benefits of flow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How do you keep your body healthy and strong? Because you're working all the time and you're a professional. You're a professional baseball player. That's a lot.
Yeah. A big part of it to me is sleep and hydration. Mm-hmm. Getting enough sleep I make that a priority, getting at least 8 hours, but preferably 9 hours of sleep, and then staying hydrated as often as I can really is beneficial to the body. And I've seen kind of benefits of it from energy levels and muscle health and things like that. Hydrating is huge.
Nice. So you're big on sleep and hydration, which I applaud. Is there anything else, any other tips that you want to say?
One big tip for me is kind of always, things are never really as good as they seem and never as bad as they seem.
Ooh.
So, I mean, if you always just stay in the present and not worry about the future or the past, you'll kind of realize that eventually. But people worry about things in the future a lot or the past, but they're really never as bad or as good as they seem. So we always kind of trick ourselves a little bit worrying about things.
Kind of like having that, okay, they're never really as good as they seem. They're never really as bad. It's
Yeah,
just what is. That's
right.
really nice. I like that.
I think that
It's
kind
so,
of keeps you from getting too high or too low and kind of keep you in that middle zone, which is usually
yes.
where people perform their best.
Hmm. And I like that you call it the zone too. That's also a term in sports psychology. There's a lot
Right.
of articles, they call it the flow, the zone,
Right.
but it's,
Same difference. I
mhm.
actually I like the word flow better because it really it really is a flow. It goes from the energy goes from your mind through your body, and if you block that flow, then it's not moving anywhere.
Hmm.
So,
And for you to have that key awareness is what really helps you stay in it. Like noticing when you're not in it helps you go back.
yes.
And I like the quote, your final tip, because it's so true.
Yeah.
The future hasn't happened yet. So why even think about it? And the past is the past. It's gone, done. So you might as well stay in the present moment.
Right.
So, wow,
Yeah.
this was great. Thank you so much, David.
Yeah. No problem. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Do you like my Angels hat in the background?
I noticed
Yeah,
that.
I'm really excited for people to hear it. I think it'll
Yeah.
benefit them.
Yeah. I agree. Nice meeting you.
You too, David. And please give Kira a hug.
I will.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.